All right. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining. Today, we are looking at the reasons that we at Maha don't use knees, chest, chin as an alternative for low plank pose. So I'm going to go over the 3 reasons why knees, chest, chin is not good prep for low plank. And we'll look at the details why. And I'll give you an alternative in what we teach at the studio. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Justicia Thursday, and I'm the owner and founder of Maha Yoga here in Philadelphia. And I'm the director of teacher training and programming. Our yoga immersion begins at the end of September. And this is something we teach in immersion and something you'll notice at all of the classes at Maha, that we don't offer knees, chest, chin as an alternative or as a prep for low plank pose. Now, it is a common pose to offer as a substitute for low plank. Why? Why do we need a substitute for low plank? Well, frankly, that's a really tough pose. It requires a ton of strength. And if students are working on low plank before they've built the strength to really hold it safely, it can be too much for the shoulders. And so it's correct to offer them a substitute. We just don't think that knees, chest, chin is the right one. So here they are, the 3 reasons that we don't offer knees, chest, chin as a substitute for low plank at Maha. The first reason is it's a back bend. Knees, chest, chin is really a deep back bend, especially in the lower back, and low plank isn't at all. Low plank is one long line in the body, and in knees, chest, chin, it creates a huge back bend shape. So that's just a totally different type of pose. The second reason knees, chest, chin is not a good alternative for low plank is that in knees, chest, chin, the shoulders drop very low. And in low plank, the shoulders are meant to stay at elbow height. So we don't want as a student to get in the habit of the shoulders going low below the elbows, because that is not going to serve us as we progress to greater and greater weight bearing. Right? So it's a back bend, the shoulders drop low. And the third reason is that knees, chest, chin creates a big hinge at the pelvis, and that breaks the core into 2 parts, the belly and the pelvis like this, versus low plank where the body is meant to be in a plank, in one long engaged line. All right, let me show you what I mean by some of those details, and then I'll give you the alternatives that we use at Maha. All right, first, knees, chest, chin, asta, pranam. That's this guy. Let's see if I can get this in frame for you. Okay, so I can get the top of it in the frame. So I'm here in plank, the knees come down, the chest comes down, and the butt stays up. So you can see here the back bend that has to move into the low back and that action of the shoulders dropping low below the elbows. Now contrast that with low plank pose. From plank, scoot back a little bit so you can see. From plank, one long line, to low plank, the shoulders stay elbow height. And then of course we go, in our vinyasas, we go into our back bend, cobra or upward facing dog, and we move it right on back to downward facing dog. So if I'm a new student and I'm still working on building strength and I'm taught knees, chest, chin, these actions that I learn in my body to keep the butt up, to break at the pelvis, to back bend in the low back, and to drop the shoulders, they're kind of like a dead end as far as low plank is concerned, because it does not give me the tools that I need as a beginner to progress into a safe low plank. And for me, the most dangerous of those actions is the shoulders dropping. So you can do this with me here. You can do this standing, you can do it seated. Low plank is really aligned this way. The arms are alongside the body. The elbows are squeezing in, but they're not tucked all the way to the waist or in the front ribs. They're in the side of the torso here. Turn your palms up at your sides and really let that rotation come from the shoulders. So the shoulders are back and the chest is open. And then just spin the forearms so the palms are straight ahead. This is the positioning of the body for low plank. The shoulders are back, the elbows are stacked over the wrists. This is the position that we want to learn when we're doing a prep pose, instead of diving low in knees, chest, chin. The reason we took that off the menu at Maha is because what I overwhelmingly saw when I observed students was this. We're here in plank. We're feeling not strong enough for low plank, so we're gonna go knees, chest, chin. And everybody ended up doing this action. I call it the shoulder dive. And it's the shoulder dive of the arms rounded into their front plane while weight bearing. That is an absolute nightmare for shoulder health over time. So we never want to be weight bearing with the shoulders here in their front plane. And then this business where we have to move into the back bend and roll it forward, up and back. So instead of the shoulder dive action going low and then having to kind of recover from that to move into the back bend, what I suggest we as teachers cue our beginners to do is a knee down form of low plank instead. So we're here in plank. We're going to take the knees down. I'm not going to break at the pelvis. I'm going to keep the glutes strong, the belly strong, and then bend the elbows and move forward, keeping the shoulders elbow height. Then the pelvis can soften down and I go right into my back bend instead of the shoulders dropping and having to lift back up. In that way, the student is learning the key actions that are needed to do low plank safely, namely keeping the shoulder blades flat on the back, keeping the arm bones anchored back while they're bearing weight, right? And that's really at the heart of what we do at Maha. Is we don't just like teach what we were taught without really moving it through the filter of our own experience in our bodies and the students' experience as we observe them. We really take inventory of poses, of movements, and as we learn more, we do better and we upgrade our teaching syllabus, our classes, and the offerings we have at the studio. So when you come to Maha, you'll know that the sequencing, the approaches are fresh and they're intentional, and we're really in an ongoing conversation with the teaching staff, with the students, and with the yoga science as it progresses. So our immersion starts at the end of September, the last weekend of September, and it's 4 weekends where we go into all of this nitty-gritty of the poses, the alignment, how to stay safe over the long haul, the undercurrents of philosophy that hold it together. And we'll look at every class of poses. So everything that's in a sun salutation, low plank, our inversions, our twists, our back bends. In the link in the bio here on Maha's Instagram, you'll see there's a link to Jess's calendar and mine as well. So if you have any questions about the program, if we can answer anything for you, grab a spot on the calendar. We do have a few spots left in the immersion, but they are filling up fast, and we'd love to see you in the studio this fall. You're ready to deepen your practice. Thanks for tuning in.